You've been driving your Acura for a while now. You know how to start it, drive it, and park it. But do you really know your car? Here's the truth. There's a whole world of tricks, shortcuts, and clever hacks that veteran Acura owners use every single day. Things that make life easier, things that save money, things that most people never figure out, even after years of ownership. I'm talking about real-world solutions that experienced drivers have discovered through trial and error. Not the stuff in your owner's manual, not the features your salesperson mentioned. These are the insider tips that get passed around at Acura meetups, online forums, and between friends who've been driving these cars for decades. Today, I'm sharing 12 genius hacks that separate the rookies from the veterans. From maintenance shortcuts to daily driving tricks, these tips will change how you use your Acura. Let's dive in. Hack number 1. The emergency brake release trick. Picture this. You're trying to replace your brake pads, but your electronic parking brake is in the way. Or maybe your 12-volt battery died, and now your electronic parking brake is stuck on. Here's what experienced Acura owners know. There's a manual release. On most Acuras with electronic parking brakes, there's a small release mechanism you can access in an emergency. Look under the center console near the electronic parking brake button. You might need to pop off a small plastic cover. On some models, like the RDX and MDX, there's a small cable or lever you can pull manually to release the brake. Check your owner's manual for the exact location on your model. Why does this matter? Because if your battery dies completely, you might not be able to release the parking brake electronically. And if you're doing your own brake work, being able to manually release it makes the job way easier. This is one of those things you hope you never need, but when you do, you'll be glad you knew about it. Hack number 2. The Honda parts compatibility secret. Here's something dealers don't advertise. Many Honda parts fit Acuras perfectly. That's because Acura is Honda's luxury division, and they share tons of components. Smart Acura owners know this, and they use it to save serious money. Here's what you can do. Oil filters, air filters, cabin filters. Honda parts often work perfectly and cost less. Brake pads and rotors. Many Honda and Acura models use identical parts. Fluids. Honda ATF, coolant, and power steering fluid work in most Acuras. Before you buy an expensive Acura part, check if there's a Honda equivalent. Go to a part's website, cross-reference the part numbers, and see if they match. I've seen people save 30% to 50% just by buying the Honda version of the exact same part. And here's the best part. The quality is identical. You're just not paying for the Acura badge. Obviously, not every part is interchangeable. But for routine maintenance stuff, check first. Your wallet will thank you. Hack number 3. The DIY transmission fluid change method. Let's talk about transmission fluid changes. Dealerships love to push transmission flushes, and they'll charge you $300 to $500 for the service. But experienced Acura owners know a better way: the drain and fill method. Here's why this is genius. A flush removes all the old fluid at once, which can actually shock older transmissions. A drain and fill only removes about 40% of the fluid, which is actually perfect. You get fresh fluid without disturbing the system too much, and you can do it yourself in your driveway. Here's how. Jack up your Acura and locate the transmission drain plug underneath. Place a drain pan underneath and remove the plug. Let the old fluid drain completely. Replace the drain plug with a new crush washer. Refill with the correct amount of fresh fluid through the dipstick tube or fill hole. Start the car, cycle through all the gears, then check the fluid level again and top off if needed. Use Acura DW1 or Honda ATF-Z1 fluid. Don't cheap out with universal stuff. Do this every 30,000 miles, and your transmission will outlast the rest of your car. Total cost: about $50 to $80 if you do it yourself. Compare that to $300 plus at the dealer. Hack number 4. The cold weather battery trick. Cold weather kills car batteries faster than anything else, but experienced Acura owners know how to extend battery life through winter. Here's the trick. Warm up your electrical system before cranking the engine. When it's freezing cold, don't just turn the key immediately. Do this instead. Turn the key to the on position without starting the engine. Wait 10 to 15 seconds. Turn on your headlights for about 5 seconds, then turn them off. This sends a small current through the battery, warming it up just enough to deliver more power. Now start the engine. Why does this work? Because cold batteries have reduced capacity. By sending a small current through first, you're waking up the battery chemistry and making it easier to deliver the high current needed for starting. And here's a bonus tip. If you live in a really cold climate, consider a battery blanket or trickle charger. If you're finding these hacks useful, give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Hack number 5. The secret menu access. Your Acura's infotainment system has hidden diagnostic menus that most people never see. These menus show you things like GPS signal strength, software version numbers, system diagnostics, and hidden settings. Here's how experienced owners access them. The method varies by model and year, but common techniques include holding down certain buttons while starting the car or pressing a specific sequence on the touchscreen. For example, on many older Acura models with navigation, you can access the diagnostic menu by holding down the map and cancel buttons while turning the key to on. On newer touchscreen models, try tapping the 4 corners of the screen in a specific pattern. Why bother? Because these menus can help you troubleshoot issues. Check if your GPS is working properly and access features that are normally hidden. Search online for your specific Acura model and year-plus secret menu to find the exact method. Hack number 6. The fuel economy maximizer. Want to squeeze every last mile out of a tank of gas? Here's the hack. Use your instant fuel economy display to train yourself. Most Acuras have a real-time MPG readout on the dashboard. Watch it like a hawk for 1 tank of gas, and you'll learn exactly what driving behaviors kill your fuel economy. Here's what you'll discover. Hard acceleration destroys your MPG. Even if you floor it for just 3 seconds, your average drops significantly. The sweet spot for most Acuras is 55 to 65 miles per hour on the highway. Go faster, and your MPG drops fast. Anticipating stops saves massive fuel. When you see a red light ahead, coast early. You'll use 0 fuel while coasting. Using cruise control on flat highways improves efficiency by maintaining constant speed. Here's the genius part. Once you've watched that display for a few hundred miles, you'll internalize these lessons. You'll naturally drive more efficiently without thinking about it. I've seen people improve their fuel economy by 20% to 30% just by paying attention and adjusting their driving style. That's $600 a year in savings if you spend $200 monthly on gas. Hack number 7. The air recirculation button strategy. Most people ignore the air recirculation button, or they leave it on all the time. But experienced Acura owners know exactly when to use it. Here's the smart strategy. Use recirculation when you're stuck in traffic. This prevents exhaust fumes from entering your cabin. You're cooling down your car on a hot day. Recirculating cold air is more efficient. You're driving past something smelly. Don't use recirculation when your windows are fogging up. Recirculation traps moisture inside. You're on a long highway drive. Fresh air prevents drowsiness. It's cold and you're trying to defog. Fresh outside air has less moisture. Here's the genius move. Toggle it on and off as needed throughout your drive. Most people set it once and forget it. Smart drivers use it as a tool. Hack number 8. The DIY headlight restoration. Cloudy, yellowed headlights don't just look bad, they're dangerous. They reduce your nighttime visibility by up to 50%. Dealerships charge $150 to $300 to restore them, but experienced Acura owners do it themselves for under $15. Here's how. Grab a headlight restoration kit from any auto parts store, or just get some sandpaper, 800, 1000, and 2000 grit, and rubbing compound. Tape off the area around your headlights to protect your paint. Wet sand the headlights starting with 800 grit. Keep the surface wet and work in small circles. Move up to 1000 grit, then 2000 grit. Each step makes the surface smoother. Apply rubbing compound with a microfiber cloth until the cloudiness disappears. Finish with a UV protectant spray to keep them clear. Total time, about 30 minutes per headlight. Total cost, maybe $15 to $20. Your headlights will look brand new, and you'll see better at night. Hack number 9, the parking brake exercise. Here's something most Acura owners never think about: exercising your parking brake. If you have an electronic parking brake and you rarely use it, the mechanism can get stiff or corroded. Experienced owners know to activate it regularly. Here's the simple routine. Once a week, when you park in your driveway, engage the parking brake. Let it sit for a few minutes. Release it and drive normally. Why bother? Because electronic parking brake motors can seize if they're never used. And when they do, you're looking at a $500 to $800 repair. By activating it regularly, you keep the motor and cables moving, which prevents corrosion. This takes literally 10 seconds and could save you hundreds of dollars. Hack number 10, the spare tire pressure check. Here's one that catches people off guard: checking your spare tire. When's the last time you checked the air pressure in your spare? If you're like most people, the answer is never. Experienced Acura owners check their spare tire pressure every time they rotate their regular tires. Here's why this matters. Most spare tires, especially compact donut spares, require higher pressure than regular tires, often 60 psi. If your spare has been sitting unused for years, it's probably low. And if you get a flat and discover your spare is flat too, you're stuck. Here's the routine. Every time you check your regular tire pressure, pop the trunk and check the spare too. The recommended pressure is usually on a sticker inside your trunk or in your owner's manual. Keep a small portable air compressor in your car for emergencies. This is one of those things you hope you never need, but if you get a flat tire at night on a deserted road, you'll be incredibly glad you checked. Hack number 11, the navigation SD card update. If your Acura has navigation and it's several years old, your maps are probably outdated. Dealerships want $200 to $300 to update them, but experienced owners know you can do it yourself for free or cheap. Here's how. Check if your Acura uses an SD card for navigation, or if it's built into the hard drive. If it's SD card based, you can buy updated maps online from third-party sellers for $50 to $100. Way cheaper than the dealer. Some Acuras with newer systems allow over-the-air updates or updates via USB. Check your settings menu for map update options. Alternatively, just use your smartphone. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto give you real-time navigation with current traffic data, which is better than any built-in system anyway. If your Acura supports CarPlay or Android Auto, there's really no reason to pay for map updates. Just connect your phone and use Google Maps or Apple Maps. Hack number 12, the Sport Mode Fuel Cutoff Trick. If your Acura has multiple drive modes, here's something most people don't realize. Sport Mode isn't just for aggressive driving. It can actually help you in certain situations. Here's the genius hack. Use Sport Mode when you're driving in hilly or mountainous areas. Why? Because Sport Mode holds gears longer and downshifts more aggressively. That gives you more engine braking going downhill, which means you use your actual brakes less. This is safer because it prevents brake fade, and it's easier on your brake system overall. Experienced Acura owners switch to Sport Mode anytime they're in the mountains or on winding roads with lots of elevation changes. Then, they switch back to normal or comfort mode on flat highways to maximize fuel economy. Your drive modes aren't just about performance, they're tools. Use them strategically. So there you have it, 12 genius hacks that only experienced Acura drivers know. These aren't just cool tricks, they're practical, money-saving, life-improving tips that'll make owning your Acura easier and more enjoyable. The veterans figured these out over years of ownership, but now you've got them all in one place. So go try them out. See which ones work for your model. Share them with your Acura-owning friends. Because the best part about being an Acura owner, there's always something new to learn. If you found these tips helpful, be sure to watch this next video as we're sharing insider tips to help you cut repair costs and keep your car running like new.